Welcome to the show.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey, we're so happy to have you here, Eric. You are such a rock and roll legend. Blue Oyster Cult, one of the greatest classic rock bands on the planet. Certainly, I'm a huge fan. I grew up a fan of Blue Oyster Cult, but it's such a privilege and an honor not only to have you on my show, the Jacked Up Podcast, but we're going to see you and hear you tomorrow night right here in Sarasota.
We'll be thundering in tomorrow.
Yes. Have you ever been to Sarasota before?
Yes, certainly. We've been in the last 50 something years. We've been everywhere.
Yeah, it's a wonderful marketplace, and you're going to be performing at Thunder by the Bay, which is a wonderful 3-day event where we raise money for children's charities. So one of my questions is, you have such a large catalog of songs, right, over the past 50 years. What is your process when you put together a set list and you determine, what you're going to play when you go on a tour? How does that process work?
Well, that's a good question. It goes by what kind of event it is. For instance, that's an outdoor show, so I don't think we'll be playing a lot of laid back stuff. So probably more high energy stuff than like what we would play in the theater.
Gotcha.
So it's a biker event, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll be playing ballads or things like that. So I'll write a set list that is appropriate for an outdoor show.
Fantastic. So it's going to be a rock and roll night, a set list of just great rock songs. It's great because, you have some of those early hits, right? And then you got some of those middle of the year hits. And there's a lot of fans out there that know your music really, really well. And I've spoken to them, right? And they're so geeked up. And then you have the fans that may only know, the radio hits, right? And then there's a whole group of people that have never actually seen you before. So they're excited to see you as well.
Well, we do get fans from the original fans who are now, heading towards seniorhood. but then they have their kids, and then there's new people who might be there to see somebody else and then catch our show. So there's, all kinds of fans. You get people. We do add fans all the time who maybe riding in the car and all of a sudden one of our songs come on and they say, wow, that's cool. Who is that? So it's, we're glad to make new fans all the time.
Yeah. It must be great for you to be entertaining people, of all ages, for so many years, right? What's it like for you when you sing a song that you wrote, right? And then you see people singing along in the audience?
Well, that's always fun, but the as we're speaking, of course, we're playing there Friday. SNL is doing a big deal this weekend with the cowbell sketch, the greatest sketches of all time. I think that's Sunday night, and of course that goes down in history as the number one best sketch of all time on SNL.
Well, it's so funny you brought that up because I was going to ask you that specific question. What has that done for the bands? For an example, you probably had no idea they were going to do that, right? So they did it. What kind of impact?
No, we had no idea.
What kind of impact did it have on your music, though? Like, did record sales increase? Did concert attendance increase?
It probably had some, help some visibility, but it probably didn't help Christopher Walken at all because he's complained that he had a fabulous career, movie career, and then all people want to hear about is the cowbell sketch. I feel bad for him.
The very first time you saw that sketch, were you just laughing your ass off?
Not really. I was more astounded. I actually had Friday, a Saturday night off, and I watched it live, and I was just what it's not. It's kind of astounding when you're sitting there on the couch watching TV, and all of a sudden they do a sketch about you. So it's kind of your eyes bug out. You go, well, I can't believe that they're sending me up here on TV. So I was more surprised.
Well, I agree with you. That is the greatest sketch of all time on Saturday Night Live, and I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan as well as Will Ferrell, who was the guy actually hitting the cowbell.
Yeah, well, Will Ferrell wrote the sketch, and apparently he presented it more than once and was rejected. Then finally, he fine tuned it and got it through. And I think what makes the sketch really so funny is the fact that all the other SNL people played all the different Blue Oyster Cult members are cracking up all the way through it, and makes it funny.
I know you're 100% right on that. That's great. So, opening act for you guys is a local band called Jacked Up, which guess what? That's actually my band.
Oh, cool. We'll see you there.
Yeah, we're going to open up for you guys. And we're so excited when we were told that that was the case, because again, I said earlier, I'm a huge fan of your music, and I would love the opportunity to catch, you backstage and maybe get a quick little photo with you. That would be so cool.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, great. So, folks, you could still buy tickets for the event. You could buy single-day tickets. You could buy the 3-day pass. But for $20 on Friday night, you go to thunderbythebay.org. You can purchase your ticket online, or you can buy it at the gate. You can come see Blue Oyster Cult. We're going to open up Jacked Up. We're just a local Sarasota cover band. We have a pretty good following. But obviously, everyone's there to see Blue Oyster Cult. I'm going to certainly stick around, Eric. When my set's over and I clear off the stage, I'm going to be front and center, man, checking you guys out. I am so pumped up to see you.
Well, city's on flame with rock and roll.
So, Eric, how do people contact you? How do they see Blue Oyster Cult's upcoming schedule? Is there a website they can go to?
Yes, believe it or not, Blue Oyster Cult, even though they're a bunch of old guys, is on the web, blueoystercult.com. And all our upcoming shows, old shows, a lot of information about the band. And they can see where we're going to be, where we've been. And we have some upcoming shows right after this one. We're headed for Austin and San Antonio. And then in May, we're doing an extensive tour of Europe, including places like Berlin and Paris, London, Oslo, and places all over Europe. That starts on May 24 in England, and the tours are pretty much all over Europe. And then we'll be back in the USA right after that.
Well, fantastic. So people can go to blueoystercult.com. They could look at the schedule. They could probably buy tickets and merch there, I'm assuming, as well. And you're gonna be rocking and rolling, man. I love some. There's one song I got to tell you about before I let you go. I love a song that you guys do off of Mirrors. It's called "The Great Sun Gesture."
Okay, that's one of my tunes.
I get chills when I hear the introduction to that. It's just the greatest song. I've been listening to that song in my car stereo now since the day it came out, man. Especially when I go to the gym. It's like my pre-gym workout song.
Well, there's a quick story about that song. It is Michael Moorcock, who wrote the Elric books and sort of fantasy books. I was a big fan of his, and I wrote him a letter to his publisher, and they forwarded it to him. And then we met in New York for lunch when he came to New York, and then he started sending me lyrics, and I took lyrics he sent me and wrote that song.
I love it. I love that song. And my second favorite song is E.T.I.
All right, that's a song I sing, and it's a Sandy Pearlman lyric with a Butch Garmer music, and we probably will be playing that in Sarasota.
It's such a badass song, man. One of your greatest albums. I mean, you got a lot, but Some Enchanted Evenings. I don't know. I think that was in Atlanta, maybe many years back. That live album, man, totally kicks ass.
Yeah, well, some of our live records did do well, so it does lock into what we were feeling at the time.
Well, fantastic. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Eric. You truly are a class guy. You're a legend, and we so look forward to hearing you and seeing you at the Thunder by the Bay.
We'll see you there.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Safe travels.
All right. Bye bye.